Welcome. If it is your first time here, massive welcome to you. If you are returning, thank you so much for your loyalty. It's good to see you here again. As you guys are coming into this live stream, please just leave me a comment in the comment box so that I know that you guys can hear me well, and all of that thing, so that I'm not going on with anyone not being able to hear anything I say. So Solana, hey, Solana. Let's talk about it. What an incredible month it's been for Solana. So, has been a favorite project of mine for a while now. Originally, Solana was one that I got into at about $10 around the time. I think it was $10.80 was the first time I got into Solana. Took a lot of profits on the last run, kept some in the market just to keep it in there, and then topped up again at about $25. I think it was pretty much on the actual low, but we'll have a look at a chart anyway. We really did pick the bottom on this one. So it's been an incredible run, and I just really want to dig into it and talk about it. Now, here's the thing though, when things go on a crazy run like that, if you're new to crypto, and you don't understand technical analysis and you don't know how to read a chart and that sort of stuff, this is where the whole Fomo kind of thing comes in, right? So this is what I want to talk about today, because we certainly don't want to be buying tops and, being stuck with bags that we have to hold on to through to the next market cycle just to break even. So I'm here more today to encourage you to not FOMO into anything, but to show you that there is a pattern that I have noticed in particular with this current bull run. Like since we started, back towards the end of last year, up to 60K, back down, and now it seems to be happening again. And I want to talk about it. And look, the first thing first is it's important to know that I am just a technical analyst. So when I'm looking to invest in cryptocurrency, I'm looking at what the chart tells me. And if the chart gives me the signals based on the way that I trade, then I go ahead and do that. I rarely dabble in the fundamental side. However, sometimes if I want to hold something that I think might have potential long term, I think that's when it's important to get into the fundamentals. So the key here is knowing when you put money into the market, knowing before the money goes in what the outcome is that you are hoping for. Okay, so when it comes to fundamentals and stuff like that, if you're planning to hold something long term, you need to know what that coin does. That's where it becomes important. If you're just a day trader or a swing trader or something like that, it doesn't matter so much, because you're just riding the waves according to technical analysis on the charts that you're looking at. So the reason that I feel that is important is because in this current run that we've had since last year, I've noticed a repeat trend that seems to be happening across a lot of things. And what that trend is when one coin has an exponential run, the other things that are similar to that run next. And so the message here today is, if you're feeling like you've missed out on Solana, you may have, right? Because it's up a lot. But that doesn't mean it's over. What you should be doing is then doing some research into, okay, well, what is similar to Solana that might run next? So Solana is one thing that we've seen massively run in the last few weeks. Sorry. Another one that has been incredible, we'll take a look at some charts in a second, but Phantom is another one that's just done crazy over 400% since our bottom in July of this year. Also Avalanche, Avalanche was another one. And that one's, I think it was done over 500%, is currently pulling back. Now, okay, so now that we know that, that prompts you to ask, well, what do these have in common? And what else is there in the market that may do that next but haven't done it yet? So to me, it was obviously these are all layer 1 blockchains, right? So that's number 1. Number 2, they all seem to have a lot to do with smart contracts. So I went on a little bit of a journey today to find out, well, what other things do that as well? And yeah, this is what we're going to do today. We're going to take a look at the charts and see what we can find that might be the next potential Solana, rather than throwing your money now into Solana at $120, and this could potentially be the top for all we know. So before I get into that, I wanted to also, I've been doing a little bit of investigating as to why the run, and it's actually quite funny. So I want to share it with you. I found this on Twitter. This, to me, like, I have a background as an entrepreneur, and I studied marketing for more than a decade. So I find marketing just insane sometimes. But this tweet here is solely responsible for the Solana run. So this tweet from Solana went out August 28th, and all it says is T-3, 2, 1, and a link. That's it. When you click on that link, it goes here to nothing else, right? But it tells you here something is launching August 31st. Now, that's today in Australia, but it's not today in US. So I think we still have, I think it's tonight in US. So at some point tomorrow, I don't know, whatever this thing is, it's going to launch. So I don't think anybody knows what this is. However, the speculation is one of two things. I believe they think it could potentially be a token burn. And if it's a token burn, then yeah, that should skyrocket Solana even further. I don't think that. The other option is it's something like an NFT thing, or something where you can create. The reason I think that's more likely is literally because of this sentence: what will you launch? So the fact that it says what will you launch, that's what leads me to believe it's not a token burn, but it's something like, it's maybe some sort of platform where you can build your own projects. What else can you build? NFTs, you know, stuff like that. So don't know what this is at this point in time. But what I find incredibly funny is that this alone, if we have a look at a Solana chart, can do, now that happened on August 28, which was this bottom here. So from there to where we are now, can do a 73% pump. That alone, just that one tweet. Isn't that crazy? Like, when you see that, don't you just wonder why more people aren't in crypto? Like, why don't more people love this? It's insane. It's absolutely insane. So here we go now. Now let's look at the Solana chart. Originally, before all of this happened, and I'm going to tell you my fears about this. Before all this happened, we were looking at this wave up here potentially being wave 3 of an Elliott wave, right? So starting the wave from down here, this was wave 1, 2. This pulled back to, I think, the 61.8. So it made a good wave 2 bottom, and then we were pushing up to here. Now, the levels we were watching was that the 100 needed to get there at a minimum. We broke through, retested, so we're happy with that. Next was the 127, and as you can see, we just follow it up. Now, once we start getting over the 200%, this is what worries me right now, especially the fact that now we know this pump is happening because of some news that no one even knows what it is. This is 100 million bajillion % buying the rumor. This is buying the rumor, what you're seeing on the chart right now. This isn't just a wave 3 Elliott wave. This is normal. This is not normal. So I want to say to you, like, be cautious, because what happens after buying the rumor, right? What happens? We all know you sell the news. So I don't know, like, we don't know what it is that's going, well, maybe someone does, but I don't at this point in time know what it is that this thing here is going to turn out to be by the time I wake up tomorrow. But it's either going to be something that is super exciting that pumps Solana even further, or it's going to be a disappointment and we get a major correction. I have taken some profits off the table, or I had my capital out of Solana a long time ago, which is really important if you're going to buy market cycle hodls, is have your area where you get your capital out and then you have a risk-free trade. That is well and truly done. Down here you can see this orange line. This was the second place. So originally it was around 1080. This one here at 25.48 was where I was sharing with my private community to get into this. If any of you guys are on this stream and you did, get your capital out is my advice at this point. I would potentially, like, maybe not, you could run this up however you feel. When you see it running out of steam, you might want to take a little bit more profit. But I'm telling you at this point, be cautious. And I'm not making your decisions for you, because, you know, you might decide to take profits now when we get up to 300% and then you're like, Annie, I can't stand your guts anymore. So I'm not telling you what to do, but yeah, this doesn't look wave 3. This looks blow off top is what I'm telling you. So be aware of that, right? Be aware, make your own decisions, whatever feels right for you. But just now that you know that there's some marketing news behind it, let's just be a bit careful with that. So anyway, that's all I really wanted to say about Solana. But then, you know, so now we know this could be a buy the rumor situation going on right here. Phantom was another one that's just done a crazy run right now. Also, Phantom deals in smart contracts and whatnot. And originally, this was the major sell-off in May. This was the major area of resistance that we needed to break. Got the break and retest there. So if you're in this, it's come very close to its previous high and it's looking good, but it's had, yeah, a 470% top so far. So it's another one, but again, it's only had one more. Has it had, could you count that as a pullback? Potentially a push, a pullback here, a push, a pullback. That would make this wave 5. So yeah, depending on, I don't know, your own feelings about it, taking profits on this wouldn't hurt either. So that one's that. I couldn't find any news on why this pump on this one. So all I can put it down to is either my research skills need help, which is likely, or, you know, it's someone's onto my scheme of find out what else is going to move next. Next one is Avalanche. I think that's how you say this. I don't know, but AVAX. Let's just call it AVAX. And this one's also 526. So it went back to its previous high here. Insane, right? But when you draw fibs on this one now these aren't the ones I'm telling you to get into, guys. These are the ones I'm showing you that have done it. And then I'm going to show you what I think could do this next. So bear with me. So when we draw fibs on this whole run, we can see here that this previous level of resistance is around the 38 fib level. If that's where we come back and act as support, which we are so far, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 candles there on the daily acting as support, this is going to be extremely bullish. Now, I don't have targets on this, but I'm just saying, you know, to have a 526% move and then a pullback only to the 38 fibs, I mean, that's extremely bullish. But the thing is with this is that this depends on the market as a whole remaining bullish, and where Bitcoin is right now, we don't know that. So before I go on to what I think may do this next, let's have a look at Bitcoin first, and then we'll come back to this. So with Bitcoin, there's a number of things to talk about here. I've talked about this previously, that we're in this 5-wave channel here. Each wave 1, 3, and 5 was getting shorter and shorter, which gives us a rising wedge, which is also bearish, a bearish wedge pattern. And then wave 5 failed to touch the top there, the top of the channel there. So at that point is when we expected a pullback, and we've got it so far. Now, the thing with this is I'm not interested in shorting Bitcoin. I'm just interested in finding out where the support is going to be because I'm still bullish on Bitcoin, right? So here's where the problem comes at this point in time. Now, depending on how you measure support, it literally could be anywhere. So for me, I'm an EMA trader, and I like the 10 and 20 EMAs on the daily. So this red one is the 20. Now, in an uptrend, price can retrace back and test the 20 EMA a number of times. That's fine. So you can see here on this run, we've tested it once with a wick there, another wick there, and these two candles here. When I would exit the market would be if I got a full candle close below. So even last night, on last night's drop, all I did was get a test of the 20 EMA. So that this could be support where we're at right now. The only thing that's making me hesitate, well, not the only thing, but EMAs alone, what's making me hesitate is, I don't know if you guys know the saying, the trend is your friend. And the end of that phrase is until it bends. So see here, we had a trend, the EMAs are trending up. Now see how they're bending. So bending is a sign of consolidation, which is obvious. That's what we're doing right now. But consolidation is a cooling off period, right? So we're either going to cool off, then take the next run, or we're going to cool off and change trend and break down. During consolidation, we can't know. We can't really preempt which way it's going to do that. All we can really do is wait for a support and resistance breakout. So whilst we're in this range, there's no decisions for me to make. Literally, I'm just waiting for either a breakout of the resistance level. This area of interest that is marked out here, it's a wide area, but it is a supply zone on the daily. I'll take you back and show you the exact candle. See here, this doji. So this was the last area that buyers tried to push the price up before we had this massive sell-off. So that creates the supply zone there. That's why this is marked out. And you can see here, once we've wicked up into it, and ever since then, I've had a couple of wicks into it actually, but we haven't managed to punch through it yet. The fact that we keep trying is a good sign though, right? However, if we were not to pull back more and from here just continue up and break through, it's going to be too parabolic of a trend. And this is one word of caution that I want to say to you is, if that happens, there's nothing really to stop us now. There's one little area here, but other than that, back to all-time high. That's going to lead to a parabolic run. And a parabolic run means an extremely harsh sell-off once it's decided where the top is. And we don't know, like once you get past all-time high, sure, you can draw trend-based fibs and normal fibs, and you can draw whatever to estimate targets, but you can't exactly know, right? So a parabolic sell-off after a parabolic push up will come all of a sudden. And so the reason I'm telling you this is, if that were to happen, and I hope it doesn't, I would like to have a sustained uptrend. We just don't have it yet. But if that were to happen, you would be better off having a plan to scale out on the way up than a plan to exit when market structure changes bearish. I hope that makes sense, because something like this is what I'm talking about. This was an extremely harsh sell-off, but in this case, we did get a lower high and a lower low. So you did have a warning here if you chose to pay attention to it. We may not get that again if this becomes parabolic. So look, in an ideal world, I want to see a pullback now. I want to see it, and I want to see a healthy one. But I know that Bitcoin doesn't care what I want, so I have to be prepared either way. So what I'm thinking about Bitcoin right now is this is the area that I think makes sense to pull back to. If we remain above the 20 EMA, then this is it. This is what will happen next, is something like this, if we stay above the 20, we're going to get a flag breakout and we're going to have continuation. I don't want that, but I have to be prepared for that. The second option is that we continue in this sort of flag formation type thing and come down into this buy zone. Now, this buy zone is the wave 4 bottom, so that makes sense as a target as well, which would leave us temporarily bearish. So the reason we need to know that is before we look at Solana competitor coins, we need to know, like, are we buying breakouts or are we buying retracements, right? So at this point, it's hard to tell because, Bitcoin could go either way. So that's okay. All that means is we need to have a plan for both. So I'm just going to put that there because it could do that. Worst case scenario is that the bears bring in some momentum and push price further down and come back to test this sort of whole region here. Now, I'd actually be happier with that, but I also know that it's really not likely. So I'm going to mark that out anyway. And that puts us at about 40, say 41, 42 level. And yeah, if that happened, I would feel like we are in a really healthy uptrend, but we have to wait and see. So anyway, now we know this, we can now look at potential competitors, or not competitors, potential coins that might do what Solana has done next. Give me 1 second. This question, I've got my Solana stake, should I pull it out? I can't advise on that. I can tell you what I've done. I have a lot of Solana staked as well, and I'm not worried about that portion of Solana. So I haven't sold out any Solana that I'm staking, but I have taken profit on Solana that I was just holding for the market cycle. So for me, I've sort of reduced my risk that way because I have taken profits off the table. But yeah, you sort of have to make that decision on your own. Okay, so now the first one is an obvious one, so ADA. And the reason I want to talk about ADA is when we talk about Solana, FTM, AVAX, etc., and we were talking about 400% returns, right? Since this bottom, ADA's done 200. Now that's that's a lot. Like, you know, I'm not laughing at that, but it's not 500, you know. And ADA it's got a lot of good going for it. Now ADA is another one that is doing a potential 5-wave Elliott wave. So let's just, I'm going to draw this out from here to look at targets at the potential wave 3. So now in an ideal Elliott wave 3 has to at least get to 100% in an ideal Elliott wave, right? Now, currently we're not there. We're falling a little bit short of it. It can also, generally it will come to the 127 or the 161. But currently we're falling short of the 100%. That doesn't matter, but I would like to see it push a little bit more. Now, what may happen on this one is we may currently be in the sub wave 3, and I'll try to mark this out of it. So this would be wave 1, 2, potentially 3, and then that might get us to the 100 or the 127. So we may have missed the pullback because that may have been it then, or if the whole market pulls back and Bitcoin comes back into that zone, we may get a second chance to enter here. So I'm not ruling it out. It makes sense to me because it'll come back to test this high as well. As long as we can stay above that level, I think that would be a good pullback entry if we can get it. If not, then it's a breakout entry, but I probably wouldn't at this point, now that I feel that this is wave 5 of a sub-wave, wave 3. I'd probably just leave it at this point in time. I think probably the whole entire world is in on ADA anyway. So at this point in time, it's just a matter of monitoring it, right? BTC has been a real fighter this run. It really has, right? It really has. Okay, so with that one, That's definitely got potential. I really see ADA getting to $5 this run, and that's because basically I won't draw it out now because it will take too long, but if this is wave 1, 2, 3, we will have a pullback to 4, and then wave 5 should take us to around the $5 mark. So just based off technical analysis, it is shaping up to look good should the entire bull run continue. And so yeah, I would be buying pullbacks on ADA. DOT. Now DOT is sorry guys. DOT is I'm really fighting off this cough. DOT is one that I want you to pay very close attention to this chart, because if you go and do this on your own on other charts, it's going to change your life. So DOT is currently doing what many USDT pairs, especially the majors, are doing or have done after the drop. And so what I mean is this. See, when we had this massive drop off, right? When we had this attempted recovery, there was an area of resistance created, and a lot of the coins have two pushes up to the one zone. In DOT's case, it fell a little bit short with this wick, but we could even push this up to here because of that candle close there and take it to that wick, and that might actually be the zone. That makes a little bit more sense actually. So I'm going to mark that out as the area instead. Now, what happened what happened after that was we had a further sell-off, found support, and we started to push up. A lot of coins, once they have changed trend, are making their way up to this area here. So all you need to do, if you're interested in something long-term, or longish term, market cycle term, is have a look at the USDT pair and go back to around May, 20th of May, when we had the major drop, and find this level of resistance. If the price of what you're looking at is currently lower, but it's in an uptrend, so let's just say it's around here, then you know that you've got between there and there to, as a first take profit area on that coin, if you're interested in it and it's in an uptrend. It doesn't turn bullish until it breaks that level. So right now, and DOT is late to the party, which is why I'm showing it to you, because there are others that are late to the party that you can find if you do your research. So we had this push up. Now what you can expect, if you can identify this area correctly, you can expect a sell-off when we return there. Why? Because it's resistance. And for everyone who was, clever enough to get in off support, that is a very big, that's 170%, nearly 180% profit. So of course there's going to be profit taking here. This is why we can't call the bull run, or we couldn't call the bull run, because Bitcoin did this too. We couldn't call the bull run until we broke that level there. Now what's happened is we had the rejection. So what do you have to watch for next to make sure we are in fact in a bull run? Is the market structure change? So we have that here. We have a higher low, right? So far this is looking good, but it still needs to crack that level. When it does, there's nothing stopping it. Look at this, look left. This is a huge candle. There is nothing stopping it from, at a minimum, getting to this candle here. Now again, you would expect a sell-off at this level because it was a huge drop before. So if you weren't in on DOT and you liked DOT, what you're waiting for is at some point in time, it will break this resistance, retest it, and then you've got a hold at least till that level, potentially longer, depending on if the entire market looks bullish, right? So that's that. That's why I wanted to show you this, because you can do this yourself on many charts right now. The other thing too is that we want to keep an eye out for, whilst we are still under it. I don't think it would be relevant now. Let me just quickly mark it out and see before I speak. No, I would say we've broken it. I was going to say we could potentially be building a bull flag, but we've just broken it on the current day's candle. So this is looking extremely bullish. If you're not already in it, then yeah, you're looking for a break of this level. I don't think we're going to head further down. I could be wrong though, so be prepared, but yeah, I think we're going to get a breakout on DOT. So I'm very happy with DOT. And I think I don't have long-term targets, but I can definitely see us passing the all-time high. BNB, let me try and get through these a little bit quicker. So BNB is another one. And look, see here, so this is the level I was talking about. Now you're going to be able to identify it on everything that I bring up, right? So we've got this area. See, we got the first rejection sell-off, created the higher low, then we pushed through. Now we're retesting that level as support. So we might come down a little bit lower. I don't think we will. We may potentially have missed the perfect entry, but you never know. This area here was perfect. So we're very close to it anyway. But yeah, I'm liking BNB. This one, I don't know too much about this one. I don't even know how to say it. Is it eternity or just eternity? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm just into technical analysis. So that's my story. So looking at this, the reason that I'm interested, pending knowing what it is that massive downtrend, long period of consolidation. Now we're starting to create a change in trend, right? So we started to trend up. We've created a higher low, breakout of that previous resistance. Now it's coming back to test as support. So this is looking good. If we can, come down anywhere into this zone, basically where it is right now, but we just need to make sure it doesn't get any lower than this, then I think that is a buy. And see here, you can identify the zone again. So it's a buy till there, pending the market turning bullish again. Then potentially, I mean, if it can crack that, it's going to test this level here and then potentially more highs, but it will be crazy if we move beyond there. So this is one that it hasn't even got to where it needs to get to break out yet. There's a lot in this, should it not fall over basically right now. So eyes on this one. ALGO. Now, ALGO is another one. So let's have a look. See how it is right at that area right now. So we had the May sell-off. We had the consolidation that created the resistance. We've tried to break out. We failed first time. That's okay. It's okay. And I'll tell you why it's okay. Because it maintained the trend. So no worries. Now we just still need that breakout, retest, and we should get up to around this area here at a minimum, then come back to test these highs up here if we break through that. So ALGO's one on the list. Adam is, I think we're a little bit too late for Adam. But this is an example of what I wanted to show you that we will watch for on the previous ones that I've showed you. So see down here, this was the area. So the resistance created after the massive drop. Then we dropped a little bit more. We came up, pushed out of it. Now look at this. This is also where all I'm doing is marking out the bullish candle before the huge drop right there. I've done that on every chart. You can go back and watch this later. That becomes the area, that becomes the target area. So look at this, perfect. This is a perfect example. We changed trend, we broke this resistance, we pushed up to the candle, we rejected, retested that resistance as now support, and now we're eating through it again, and next stop is up here. This is all you need to do on any of these charts. Let's look at Link. So Link has been a slow mover, and I'm not giving up on it, but I mean, if it breaks out, it's going to be huge. So see, it hasn't even got to the area yet. That's why this is a potential Solana. It's done 129%, but it hasn't even broken that resistance after the huge drop yet. So it's got a lot in it. And the other thing that I like about Link right now is that it's creating this kind of a, by the way, when it comes to like shapes, I don't know the names, I don't care. So I always just say, it's creating this thing. So it's creating this thing, right? You guys will know it's unimportant to me. So what I'm looking at now is at some point, I don't even care where, but a breakout of that to take up to this resistance, probably reject, break out, retest, off we go. This has got huge upside potential. And once we do it, like if we do all of that and then we do break up, this is going to be a very volatile area in my opinion, because that's a huge push up and a huge sell off. So I think you got to be willing and ready to ride that wave if we get to that area. And then if we can get through it, we're pushing up. So it's in our favor that Link has been slow, right? Because whilst other things have moved, Link is a coin we believe in, and it's one of the top 20, I believe. So it's a good, fundamentally good coin, right? So now all we need is the right time to buy it. Yeah, looking good. I like that one. So I'm just checking some of these questions here. Golden Cross is closed. That's probably worth looking at as well, actually. Anyway, next one is EGLD. So might be a little bit late for this, but I don't want to rule it out because I think there's a lot in it, and who knows? Like if Bitcoin just does one of those legendary sharp sell-offs, it gives us a good entry on all these alts. So I don't want to judge too quickly that it won't happen. But yeah, that was the resistance. We broke it. We created a higher low. We're breaking out again. The next level on this is basically where it is now. So we're looking at this candle here, which is attempting to get through. So yeah, if we come back to this trend line in any way and we stay intact with it, that could be an entry. Otherwise, it's going to be a breakout and retest of this blue area here to, at a minimum, take it up to here. But I think there'll be more in it than that if we have a good bull run. EOS is the next one. Now, EOS I don't love as a coin, and I don't think it actually does anything. But technical analysis alone, let's look at EOS seriously, because, again, hasn't got to that area of resistance yet that we talked about. Even previously, that was an area of resistance. And also, it's just creating a really beautiful continuation pattern. So here you can see, and this is on the daily, so it's quite strong. So you can see this kind of forming here now. So it's looking similar to Link was, right? And it's got so far to go just to get to that resistance. So it's worth it, even if that's the best you get out of it. I think it's worth it. But then, I mean, if we get past there, there's nothing in its way till here. So that's going to be a huge, huge trade should that one happen. So that's why I think it's worth watching. HBAR, sorry, I do have quite a lot here, more than I expected. So I'm trying to get through them as fast as possible. EOS is Chinese Ethereum. Guys, sell the house, buy EOS, not financial advice. That's Jeremy Britton advice, I'm telling you right now. You heard it from him. All right, let's move on. HBAR. So HBAR has been highly volatile and irritating me, but I still want to give it a chance. I think it's got massive upside potential, even if it only gets back to where it was, but I think it has the potential to go beyond that. I don't have a target on this because I don't like the chart pattern where it is right now. I think it just looks not good. So I would be happier with this as a breakout at this point in time. Probably, yeah, if we can get back up over there. If you weren't already in it, of course, then yeah, a breakup over here is going to make better sense. But right now it's looking ugly, but it's still got potential. Hasn't done anywhere near what everything else does. And also looking here, so this was the resistance after major drop, and we're struggling at this point to get through it. But the good news about it is we are still creating higher lows, attempting to get through it. So 1, 2, 3 attempts, usually attempt 4. If it's creating higher lows, attempt 4 will get through. So I'm feeling positive on this one, but just don't like the actual chart pattern right now. NEM is another one. So this one, again, hasn't got to this resistance. It's attempted it once, twice, and now it's retracing a bit. We need to check and see if this creates a higher low. Anywhere, I mean, if we came down to here, I don't think we will, just to put it out there, but if we came down to here, as long as this remains support, it would be a buy for me, but I don't think we'll get that low. I think potentially maybe here, but I want to mark it out just in case, because that will be a better trade to this resistance. And then next level is it needs to get past this candle. And then, yeah, just a matter of resistance levels along the way. Matic. So this one, again, is another favorite. And I think it's close to ready, to be honest with you. Pending what Bitcoin decides to do, I think this is close to being ready now. And the reason I say that is because 1, 2, 3, that's clearly support where it is right now. Yeah, depends on how you take your entry, but we've got this here, uptrend, high, low, testing this resistance. Even a trade just from here to here is going to be a good one. But then if it breaks through, then we should get back up to these levels. So I actually like this where it is right now, and I'll probably reassess this daily candle close in the morning. VET is also a good one. So this was the resistance level. Here we've attempted it once. We're also creating that same pattern as Lincoln. Oh, I'd probably say more of a triangle actually. So this is currently the support. If we can maintain this, I'll move this in a little bit. If we can maintain this, I'm going to wait on this one. Well, I'm already in it, so I'm not waiting on anything. But if I was trading it, I would be waiting for a breakout to here at a minimum. So back to this resistance, but then I would expect after a little bit of a rejection again, a breakout, a retest, and then further upside on that one. And VET, I don't see why VET won't get back to these levels. I really don't. Yeah, I like it. NEO. So NEO is not my favorite. I don't like it. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm only looking at the TA on it, because it's looking potentially good. So because I don't like it, I'm going to be a bit tight on it, and I want a good entry if I were to bother with this. I'm actually going to move it down a bit. So, or am I? No, I'm going to leave it there, about there. So yeah, we've got this push again, hit resistance on this here. If it comes back, creates a higher low, it's going to be a change in market structure, and that's where you would get in. Yeah, so going to be picky, going to aim for 46. If I don't get it, it won't ruin my life. I'll be fine. Qtum, yeah, see, Jordan, that comment there, that's exactly what I mean. We want to look for things that have good fundamentals in the past that a lot of people really believed in, but they haven't moved yet, because they'll have to come next. Do you know what I mean? Like, if all these other things have moved, they're going to follow the market. So these are the things that are left for us to get good entries on. So really good pick up there. That's exactly what I was talking about. This is creating a little bit of a flag formation. You can see here, again, rejected off that same resistance. Like, it's like looking at the same chart 20 times. And then here's the candle to watch should we break through. So, yeah, could even draw a fib level pullback on this. ETH is potentially a breakout. I did look at it before this live stream, but I'll take a quick look at it in a second. So yeah, let's see if we can get down to this 38. We may not. If we don't get down to, say, anywhere between the 38 and 50 level, then it'll be a breakout of the flag entry instead. XLM, I'm super interested in. This one's on my watch list, and I have XLM. I did buy the lows, but I want to top up on it because I think this one's going to be good. So I'm happy with how this is looking right now. If we can come back to test this level here, I'll probably just pick some up at that point. But if we break out of this, then that will be the next area to buy. And then XTZ is not a buy, it's a lesson. So see the resistance there. Here, push through, had the sell-off, the rejection, pushed through, got to that next candle, and that's where we're at right now. So yeah, just wanted to show you that one. Now, I had some other things to talk about. Let's just take one very quick look at Ethereum. Where are you? Yeah, so Ethereum it looked like it was in this rising bearish wedge type thing, but here is the supply zone. So it needs to get through. It looks like it's about to. It needs to get through with a candle close. So these were the bearish and bullish scenario. At this point in time, doesn't look like the bearish scenario is going to play out. But, you know, until you have a full candle close, you don't know. So really what I'm looking for now is for continuation, is for it to get above this red box zone at about 3380, get above there, retest, and then, yeah, we just follow it up. There shouldn't be anything in the way back to the all-time high if we get that break and retest and stay above this zone. So that's looking good. Now, that's all I really wanted to show you on the charts. Now, if I can have your permission, I wanted to spend a couple of minutes just talking about a couple of things. So, because I don't know who's on here and who watches this, but just so that you know who I am, I have been trading cryptocurrency since about 2017, and I currently contract to a company where I spend time with their community once a week for a couple of hours, and I deep dive into these trades that I'm looking at, these setups, and explain in a lot more detail than what I can do on a YouTube live stream. Sorry, simply because I have more time. So if you are someone who is seriously interested in learning technical analysis, and doesn't matter if you're a beginner or if you have some experience but you would like to develop further, then I just wanted to take this time to tell you a little bit about our community. So first of all, if you go to, let me just see if I can bring it up here. If you go to any of the description of any of my videos on YouTube, you'll see here that there's a bunch of links in here. First one goes to the competition that I'm currently running, which I'm not sure if you're aware of, but it's called the Crypto Case competition. Here, I'll show you it here. And I invested in 10 coins when we were in the July bottom, and a lot of these coins have done well over 100% already, but I put $1,000 into 10 coins, $100 each, and I'm giving 2 coins away to 5 different winners. So you will win 2 coins out of this entire case. The competition rules are, well, number one, you've got to like and subscribe to this video. So if you haven't already subscribed, definitely do that today. Yeah, give me a thumbs up. Also, leave a comment. Let me know, what you enjoy and what you like to see more of. But that's number one. But there's also some other things that you need to do in order to get into the competition. So that's the first link. The second couple of links are for our free Discord. So it's free. So there's nothing there. I want to show you that today. So if you have a look here, we've got a community chat. We've got people hanging out and helping each other out all the time. So you're welcome to join that. It's free. We also have community charts, so members will share their own charts and what their thoughts are, and you can discuss that as well. In here, I put my Bitcoin updates whenever I feel something important is going to happen, and I do ETH updates as well. Depending on what tier you're on, I do live trade lessons. Now, these ones are showing you my trades live in the moment, and these are not public lessons, so this is the only place you can get them. We do the portfolio update. So currently the portfolio, I invested $1,000, sitting up at 2037. This will be more now. I think it's about 2060 at the moment. So it's a crazy return, and free money just for subscribing. And then another really important section, we've got this whole mindset section, And that is so important to me because as traders, we rarely focus on our mindset, and mindset is so important. So you can see here, we've got people talking in this channel all day, every day. You can see here, Coach Kat, this is my partner in crime. She runs this Discord with me and she takes control of all of the mindset stuff. So jump into this Discord. If you ever need anything, reach out to her. She is such an amazing help and she will really help you push yourself past your limits. The other thing here, you can see people's names in different colors. So the people, there are different levels, and if you want to know about them, just click on the start here and have a read. But the people who are in blue and green, they're people you can trust because they are directly on my team and I work with them, and I have worked with them for anywhere up to a year. So all of these people you can trust. If you're wanting to get into the private community where they are, these are the people who have learnt under me, under the education company that I spoke about. So these people, they've learnt to trade from scratch and they know what they're talking about and they can help you. Anyone, if you're interested in joining that private community and watching my full market scans every week, these people whose names are in green, they're the people to send a message to. So either send it to Coach Kat. You can see, where is she gone now? I've lost her. Anyway, here we go, moved. So Coach Kat is one person you can just send a message through this Discord and she'll explain to you how that works. Or any of the people that you see whose names are green, they will explain to you how it works as well. Last option is just check the start here. So check that first, and then if you have questions or you need anyone to help you, whatever, to figure out what to do, go to the people in green and go to Coach Kat. They're the ones you can trust in this community. Because it is a free Discord, we have to be aware that we don't necessarily know everyone in there. So I wanted to point out who are the ones that you can basically bank on, that I personally know and can vouch for. So yeah, that's all I really have for you today. I hope you got a lot out of that. And wow, this was a long one. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you guys soon. Don't forget, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let's grow this channel to 5,000 so that we can give away those coins to some special winners.